as we've all grown up over the years, there's been certain shows that we identify with, with our childhood, basically. It's like, what did we grow up watching? What sort of shows did we identify with? What sort of heroes, what sort of villains? What really defined us? And I realized that the 80s was a very, very interesting time for cartoons. Maybe television in general, but I don't know. I feel as a product of the early 80s, some of those 80s cartoons have been forever ingrained in me, in my memories, and my personality. And so I wondered, well, what really defined the 80s in terms of cartoons? What made the cartoons really unique and interesting? And furthermore, what determined if they were successful? What were they even about? We're going to have a few people watch some of these starting sequences from the 80s and kind of give their impressions as to what they think it is, what they think the show was about based on the starting sequence, what they think the pilot episode was about, and whether or not the series was successful. By successful, I mean, did it last for 2 or more seasons? So let's meet our panel.
I'm Daniel. I was born in 93, good year. And, I feel like I wasn't blessed with the opportunity to have my own favorite show, because with 3 older brothers, I was always watching just whatever they were watching. So mostly I watched a lot of Beast Wars, which was good times. Other than that, I don't know, playing N64 doesn't count as favorite TV show, so...
My name's Paul. I was born in 1991, and my favorite show growing up was Gilligan's Island, which was from the 60s and 70s, I think, so pre-80s. But we had VHSs of it, and we just watched them over and over and over again, and I never got enough of them. They were great.
My name is Andrew. I was born in 2006, and my favorite TV show is Phineas and Ferb. It's about these cars that turn into robots. These robots are called Autobots and Decepticons.
And what do?
They fight.
There you go.
Right, so pilot episode, all the robots just start off as regular vehicles, and the pilot episode is them discovering their ability to turn into Transformers, and it's kind of like puberty, but for robots.
I actually think the toys came first. Quite a few. 8?
No.
Whoa, 8
No?
seasons, jeez.
Less?
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers will reveal...
It's about this prince who is actually a warrior. He has to fight bad guys.
What I think is Prince Adams, he's not a prince, he's a janitor at the castle. He has no life, he has a vivid imagination, no friends, no family. He just cleans after a king in a castle, and he finds this sword, which is really just his broom. He just pretends it's his sword, and he just uses his imagination. He sits in his his janitor closet by himself, and he just thinks of all this crazy stuff that happens.
I want to say it had just 2 seasons. The toy line was spawned by the show.
No, I'm sorry.
Really? Who makes a He-Man toy first?
Would you believe they were actually Conan-inspired toys?
The best thing to come out of He-Man, though, is that music video.
Trouble. G.I. Joe is there.
This guy named Joe.
Right.
And he found these guys to help him fight the bad guys. And then the guys in the blue suit actually have plenty of lasers on them.
Based on what I saw, there was 8 explosions per second. I don't think there's a plot line to the pilot episode. I honestly think it's the 80s cartoon equivalent of Crank and Crank 2, where it's just action from beginning to end, and everyone's dying and everyone's shooting each other.
I think again it had just 2 seasons. I'm gonna go with that same answer, but I'm not totally sure on it. I'm also pretty sure that the toys came first, simply because G.I. Joe as an idea is too not plot-centric. It's an idea. They're let's make a show about a military group and a terrorist organization. I of here. What?
It's about people fighting ghosts.
But what's with the gorilla?
Why is there a gorilla, Andrew?
Because the gorilla is stronger and it can throw the ghost so then they can catch the ghost more easier.
Curious George was like really relaxed and like he grew into the whole city life with the man with the yellow hat. This monkey is the pilot episode is him just trying to cope but not being able to cope with being captured by 2 Ghostbusters.
Well, gorillas are apes, actually.
You know, no, I don't. I'm gonna say this one was not successful.
That is correct.
They had one go and then they were done.
That's it.
And it's probably because no one understood what was going on. Like, no, I want to say that the show came first.
You are correct.
But there were toys.
There were
There were toys, but
Well, you know, because there are toys and everything.
There's toys.
there's always gonna be toys.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a...
It's about turtles who are living in a drain, and then something mutated them, and they turn into teenage mutant turtles, and then they fight giant robots and stuff.
Based off that, the pilot episode is just one big like montage music video, but based on how much explanation into everything that's happening on screen that they do in the intro, that's just the entire montage. Instead of like actual singing lyrics, it's just someone like explaining everything.
All right, Daniel, did the show last more than 2 seasons?
Definitely. Definitely.
It did last
and
quite a
I
few.
want to say that the toys came after the show as well.
You would be correct.
I'm wicked.
Now, Daniel,
Decade
bonus
of-
question: how many TMNT series have there been?
Well, like,
Oh.
entirely? Because there's some one, there was one that
some
failed.
There's one that's going on now, isn't it? They have a new series out now. So I want to say there's been like either 4 or 6. I'm saying either 4 or 6.
Pick one.
6 is too many. I'm gonna go 4.
4 is right.
Yeah.
Does that include like ones that have failed?
From days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe,
It's about this giant robot who fights
Fights what?
bad guys. Also, there's also an episode of Futurama of that.
All of a sudden comes this like Voltron, which is like a giant robot guy, and he's got all these different colors on him. He's got a giant sword. He comes and starts like hacking away and destroying all these ships, and
Power Rangers.
the good guys are just like, I have no idea what this thing is.
planets of the solar
We
system,
need to please it, and we need it on our
So
side.
Voltron becomes their pagan god.
They start worshiping it.
Did the show last 2 or more seasons?
I think it did in Japan.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Actually, this is an interesting thing. You're more right than you know. Voltron is actually an amalgamated show. There were 2 Japanese series that they kind of diced up and threw together to form one long mega show called Voltron. Voltron lasted 1 season, sort of, but it was 124 episodes.
That's a long season.
It just kept going.
Oh, toys first. It's gotta be.
Yeah. But sort of. It depends how you look at
Okay,
it. 'cause
toys first in Japan.
Toys first for the Japanese series.
Yep. And then it came to North America. They had the series first, then the toys.
Same time.
Same time. Oh,
Well,
wow.
they're spun out at the same time.
That was close.
Well, pretty much. Right. This one's a tricky one. This one's a tricky.
And so I crossed on the pathway of life.